So I'll level with you guys. I've been on holiday recently. I chose this time because there was a break in the Formula 1 and also a break in the football action as well this last couple of weeks being the international break. And I did that because I thought, well, it's not liable that there's going to be many news announcements. No big changes coming up. Why would there be? England have still got a few more games to go before Carsley eventually steps down. It's all going to be fine. Nothing drastic is going to happen. But then the FA, in their infinite wisdom, go and officially announce that Thomas Tuchel is taking over as the England manager in the new year. And I am not criticising them for this at all. I was surprised to see this. I really was. I mean, I did a video not long ago on thefootballchronicle.com basically going over, who are the likely people to take over, and I said, yeah, Tuchel would be great. I think he's a really good manager, but there's no way he'd come to England, whether it's that it's his own personal biases, the reputation of England, not only as a very difficult side to manage, not only a side where the press are absolutely lethal, but on top of that, of course, there is the historical rivalry there between England and Germany, although if you ask Germans, for the most part, they don't really care about the rivalry with England. It's more of a one-sided affair. They really care about the rival with the Dutch, to be honest with you. That's their kind of big thing, really. So, clearly that's not enough to put him off because he's signed up. He's going to become the New England manager in the new year. Carsley is going to stay on for the remainder of the year. He's going to manage those two remaining Nations League games for Greece and Ireland. I mean, I'm happy that he's being let go of. Going back to the 21s presumably as well, like he's like he wanted all along apparently, which I don't believe for a second. I think he really did want the full-time job, but now he's had a taste of it, he's probably thought, not for me really. But yeah, I am really pleasantly surprised to see that this is the announcement. I honestly thought that it was either going to be Graham Potter or Lee Carsley that was going to get the job full-time in the new year. I think it's good as well that he has a bit of time now to focus fully on fixtures in the new year, rather than come into the Nations League and in theory get us knocked out of, or at least prevent us getting promoted from the Nations League, which that would be an immense amount of pressure to come in immediately. So I think this is the right thing to do, to be honest with you. But there is always the possibility as well that Tuchel's first games in management as England boss could well be the playoff promotion thing between, I guess, us and like someone like Israel or Scotland or someone like that, who would, you'd expect us to beat comfortably. They're not good sides at the end of the day. They're a long way from good sides. Still pressure, of course, but then again, what's new with England? So what do I think about this appointment? What is my opinion of it, really? I mean, like I said, I think this is an excellent appointment. I think that I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked that the FA has gone and done this because, the right-wing press in the UK have already had their little say on this, which of course is a load of rubbish. I think it's terrible that they're saying these things. I mean, go and look up the Daily Mail's headline from the other day, basically saying it's a dark day for English football. No, it's not. I'd say what would have been a lot darker is if Carsley ended up staying. That would have been depressing. I mean, this is a guy, Tuchel has managed in England. He managed Chelsea for a couple of seasons. He knows a lot of these players. He knows people like Harry Kane as well from managing Bayern Munich. And before anybody points out Bayern Munich, because I know this is going to come up, let's just address that elephant in the room, right? That big Bavarian elephant in the room, right? People will say, oh, but he lost Bayern the Bundesliga last season. He's terrible. He's rubbish. He can't manage. Well, actually, mate, look at the stats, right? Yes, he finished third in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, which of course is a disappointment and what eventually got him sacked because of that. And let's not get away from that fact. But if you actually look at the stats, right? Last season, Bayern Munich, 72 points, third place. The season before that, they won the league with 71 points. So he actually did better than what the previous coach did. So, I don't feel like it's worth saying that he failed at Bayern Munich. I'm getting third place as Bayern Munich manager is quite bad. Only a point off of Stuttgart in second. Leverkusen were just on another level. One of the greatest seasons in the history of European football, really. Went unbeaten. Went invincible in their domestic league, which... Has anybody ever done that before in Germany? Let me know in the comments below, but I don't think anybody has. So, and one of the highest points totals in the league's history, if not the highest. Bayern Munich might have done better under Guardiola, perhaps, but they still didn't go an unbeaten season. So, anyway, I'm digressing. My point is that, Tuchel is a proven winner. He's a guy who has won trophies with Bayern Munich. He's won trophies with the likes of PSG. He was very successful at Dortmund as well, did a great job with them. He won Chelsea the Champions League. That's no mean feat by anybody's standards, So this is a guy, I think I saw a stat the other day that he's won 11 major honours in the last 7-8 seasons, something like that. And he's been out of work for a bit of that time too. So for me, absolutely great appointment. I am shocked the FA has done this in a good way because I didn't think they would do this for many reasons that I've just outlined. It's a very ambitious kind of appointment, really. And some people might say, well, no one's ever won the World Cup with a foreign manager, which is true. That's never happened, of course. But how are we going to get to that kind of level where we've got a top manager? Who are the people I was mentioning before, right, in my previous video? Go and look at it if you want to check it out and everything. As great as managers like Eddie Howe are, as good as managers like Graham Potter are, what have they won? What have they won? Nothing. Nothing. They've been very successful as managers, of course, but they have never won a major trophy. You need a top manager to manage top players. Simple as that. And I feel like that is where Southgate kind of fell down a little bit. He did everything he could do. He's not a world-class manager. He's never managed a truly giant side. Tuchel has done that. He's managed PSG, he's managed Bayern Munich, he's managed Borussia Dortmund and Chelsea. All of those clubs, you would say, are super clubs, or very, very close to it in Dortmund's case. These are incredibly huge clubs with massive standards, and he's been successful at all of them. Let's not get away from that. So I think it's a fantastic appointment. I'm very excited to see how we're going to go from here. I think it's the right choice to give Carsley till the end of the year, and then Tuchel can potentially rescue us in the playoffs if needs be. Hopefully we get promoted automatically. But yeah, what do you guys think? Because, like I said, some people in the right-wing press of the UK, as usual, are putting out some absolute codswallop. I can't say the word. You guys know what I'm talking about here. A lot of rubbish is my usual phrase that I use to avoid a certain kind of animal's excrement, shall we say. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I think this is an excellent appointment. I'm very excited to see what it brings, and for anybody says it, because I've alluded to it a few times, I've got absolutely no problems with a German managing the England national team. All I care about is if they're successful. That's it. I don't care where they're from. I had no problem with Sven. I had no problem with Capello. I had problems with Capello after he managed England. Let's not get that mixed up. But just purely on that basis, you want the best person to do the best job. And unfortunately, there's not that many great English managers out there. A Englishman has never won the Premier League as a manager, still. So that just tells you that pool of talent is just not there. There is no English manager in the game right now that is a serial winner of major trophies. So you have to look elsewhere. That's what the FA's done, and credit to them. It is very rare that you'll hear me complimenting the English FA, but here we are. This scenario has become reality. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. And of course, keep it subscribed to thefootballchronicle.com to see much more video content on the beautiful game just like this.